What's going on, peoples? This is GrowTube TV. I am Grow870, and finally, guys, it is here. The overview / review for Samurai Warriors 5. Now, I'm gonna try my best not to make this overview very long, all the while covering most or everything. So now, starting off, I'm playing on the Steam version as well. But yeah, starting off, Citadel mode and Vault is unavailable. Okay. The only time they become available is when you complete some stages in Muso mode. So yeah, Koei Tecmo, well, I said to myself, I was like, damn, Koei Tecmo, can I kick it? Koei Tecmo was like, no, you can't, asshole. You gonna complete some of these Muso modes, then you can kick it in Citadel mode or in Vault. Alright, so yeah, these two are unavailable at the start. Alright, so now let's go to settings. Settings, basic stuff. You know, gameplay, turn stuff on and off, sound, adjust your sound, graphics, you can adjust that now. Like I said, I'm on Steam. Alright, controls, you can adjust your controls here. Keyboard settings, if you play on keyboard, you can adjust those. And all your menus here, you can save and you can load. Okay, alright, just getting all that out the way. So now let's start with Muso mode. Okay, now you're gonna start with my castle here. Okay, this is where you start at. Now, with my castle, you guys see those four castle icons that's in the top left. Alright, now those are going to increase as you play through the story mode. Okay, those are going to increase, and also you can have a chance to increase all your dojos, blacksmith shop, and stables as well. Now, you can increase those through going through Citadel mode and getting that stuff that's on your right. You see right here, these three things: lumber, minerals, and fabrics. Okay, but now let me start with Muso mode here. Okay, so now as you can see with Muso mode, Nobunaga and Mitsuhide are the main characters for Muso mode here. Alright, and they each have 6 chapters. Okay, now with these going on 6 chapters, not every character like Nobunaga and Mitsuhide is going to participate in battles. Let's say, for instance, Raid on the Imagawa. Of course, Mitsuhide is not going to participate in that. Even though in other Samurai Warrior games, you know, he does participate. But yeah, he doesn't participate here. Alright, same like with the Battle of Akechi Castle. Nobunaga does not participate in here. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the thing throughout the whole chapter. And in some chapters, you'll be able to, well, you're going to play with that single character. You're just going to be playing along until there's a condition to where another character joins the thing, and then you can like swap out in between characters. Okay, alright, so also there's difficulty mode. You can start with easy, normal, and hard. Now these are the difficulties that's going to be available from the start. Now I think it's when you complete Nobunaga and Mitsuhide's path is when you get access to Nightmare mode. And you guys know what Nightmare or Chaos mode, whatever you want to call it, or Hell mode, whatever you want to call it, good, things gonna be a little bit harder, but gonna get better rewards. Now, as I increase my characters and whatnot, you know, the Nightmare mode is really not that hard. But anyways, all right. And also, whenever you complete a stage, free mode starting off, it won't be available starting off, but as you complete a couple of stages, it's going to be available. And as per always with free mode, whenever you complete a stage in story mode, that stage is going to become available in free mode. And with free mode, you can choose whatever or whichever character you want to choose to level up or to play with. All right, so as you guys can see, you can choose any character here. All right, and yes, there are 37 characters. All right, okay, let me return to my cat. Let me return here. Okay, and yeah, also there's also a reverie chapter or a secret history. Now this right here is available as well, but it becomes available as you progress the story as well. And also some stages will be available, but now some of these stages is also locked underneath certain conditions. Like say for instance, they'll have you to complete or have an S rank in one stage in Nobunaga's path and another stage in Mitsuhide's path. So you have to go ahead and you have to complete those conditions, and then these stages will open up as well. All right, And what Secret History or Reverie chapter is basically a what if or an extra scenario. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Some of these chapters in the Reverie mode and whatnot, they do make some characters seem credible or seem competent, and I'm just gonna say it like that, okay? But yeah, that's the thing about Muso mode or story mode. All right, so now with these right here, with the dojo blacksmith shops, I'm gonna briefly go over them. Okay, now with dojo here, you can take your officer through training here, and you'll have 3 things here: acquire skill, which will give you access to their skill grids. Now you can get you can increase your Muso meter here. You can increase your speed, life, defense, your equestrian skills, and also get other skills. Now, if you ask me, I think some of these could have been relegated to how you level up your character. Let's say, for instance, with life, or increase your health, that can happen automatically. As with other Warriors game, whenever you level up your character, your life increases, your attack increases, your defense increases, and your speed as well. This stuff could have been relegated to how you level up, and other stuff could have been put towards this grid. That's just me talking. Now, all this stuff this other stuff right here. Now, these are interesting things. Say, for instance, like stimulus, like allow abilities to develop beyond the upper limit, which is very good. Now, this is funny that this is named stimulus, because stimulus was a skill that you can upgrade through Samurai Wars 4, and every time you level up, it'll give you a whole lot of boosts here. But with Samurai Wars 5, whenever you get 1,000 kills, you'll get a boost in everything. Okay, all right. Now, something like this right here, ultimate skill here. Now, this is something cool right here, or heavy hitter, increase them by power attacks. That's cool and stuff, but some of this other stuff could have been relegated to how you level up. All right, that's just me saying that. Now with training, you guys see the stock experience. Now with this game, you do have some stock stuff, and this comes in handy in case whenever you're going through Muso mode and then you're playing with the character that's under level. You can use this stuff to level up that character so you won't fall behind or anything. So yeah, that's what this is about right here. As a matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna get him up just in case. Ah, shit. Okay, they use most of it. But yeah, you guys get the point about this. So like I said, whenever you finish the stage, you get a certain amount of stock experience, and you can put that towards leveling up your characters. Alright. Now with increased weapon mastery, now you could do this manually. Whenever you choose a person and you're playing with that weapon with that person, you can level the weapon up manually. And also there's a skill to where it can help you level it up faster. But this is the automatic way to do it. Okay. So now with the Naginata, now here, just because, well, this only happens whenever you get your dojo level up to maximum, which is 5. Whenever you get to that point, you can level up to the max things, and you can also get some weapons. You can also get some skills that you can put on your weapons. You will also get some stock stuff that you could have for experience, and you can also get some gold as well. So yeah, I would advise you guys to try to level it up manually as much as possible, but whenever you get enough stock weapon mastery points, go ahead and level up to a certain rank. Now, I want to advise you guys this. Now, let's just say, for instance, I level my weapon mastery up to B. All right. Now, whenever you customize your weapons with the whole blacksmith, B is gonna be your limit to how you can customize and upgrade your weapon. It can only go to B. All right. Now, if you increase it to A, you won't be able to use that weapon at all. Okay. The only way you'll be able to use that weapon is if you have your weapon mastery to that certain rank. All right. So yeah. All right. That's the gist of that. So let me get out of here. Change equipment. You guys know, now this stuff can be done at the battle screen or at the ready screen whenever you get ready to go to a stage here, or whenever you're ready to participate in a stage. Now you can choose whatever weapon here you want to play with. Ultimate skill, you can choose between your ultimate skills that you already acquired. Now, one thing that kind of sucks to me is that these 5 here are shared throughout 37 characters. All right. Pride, self-defense, acceleration, recuperation are shared between the 5 characters here. And I wish something was done about that, but it is what it is. All right, so let me move away from that. Now the items here. Now you can get these items here, and you can also increase the level here, as you guys can see right here. Like with the Dongo, you can see I got level 1, 2, and 3. You know, level 1, 2, and 3 here. All right, now I just want to say this: these 3 right here, the Fortune Amulet and the Experience Amulet, does help. Although the Experience Amulet, it's been nerfed greatly, as you can see. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Now that's a damn shame they did that. It really is. It's a damn shame, because if they would have nerfed it just slightly, it still would have been a good help, because this can help level up your characters greatly. All right, but there are other methods to where you can level up your characters, just like what I said with the stock experience thing, and just fighting through the whole story mode or even Citadel mode. All right, so, and yeah, with the mouse you can choose whatever mouse you acquired. All right, so now character info, basic stuff. Basic, it just shows your character level, weapon, horse, ultimate skill, whatever. All right, now with the building here, now you guys see that it's level 5. That's the maximum you can get. Now you can get that with enough gold, lumber, mineral, and fabric. Now the lumber, mineral, and fabric, you can get that through Citadel mode. And as you level up your thing, it will require you to have more of the materials. Okay, it's pretty simple to understand. All right. Okay, with the blacksmith. Now this is where you can customize your weapon. All right, so you guys see here, you can customize your weapon, and you can also add levels to this. Now all these levels won't be available at the start. Whenever you upgrade the blacksmith, more of these levels will be available, and 9 is the max. Okay, so yeah, you can customize your weapon. You can put whatever you want to on there. All right, you guys see all these now. The skills or the elements will rank from green to gold here. All right, and each of the colors is a step from the other, like the blue, the red, and the gold here. Pretty simple to understand. Okay, now dismantle weapon, like I said, simple to understand. All you gotta do is just choose which one of these weapons that you want to break down here. Now, as you choose it, you guys see the skill gems acquired. The skill gems will not get thrown away. It'll get added to how many you own right here. And you can also see you can get gold from breaking it down as well, from breaking down these weapons. So yeah, and you can break down multiple weapons as well. Simple to understand. All right, now crafting weapons. Now in vanilla Samurai Warriors 4, you can do a thing to where you can take one weapon and you can put it on another character. But with this right here, you can craft a weapon from any of these other weapons, and you can put it towards another weapon as well. So yeah, like say for instance with this weapon right here, okay, let's say I want to create a crescent blade right here. If I want to create a crescent blade, I can choose that. However, be warned that whenever you choose to craft that weapon will go away. You won't get it back. Okay, now, well, let me rephrase that. You will get it back if you maximize all. Well, if you get your S rank, if you get your weapon to S rank, excuse me. If you get your weapon mastery to S rank, you can get this type of weapon right here that you see with all these slots available. If you max it out to S, you'll get a weapon. It'll be randomized, but you'll get a weapon with all these slots that's available. You can customize to your heart's content. All right. Then I don't need to explain that upgrade bill. I already explained that. So shop. Okay, guys, you can buy weapons here. You can buy weapon elements here. You can buy stuff here. Now, the items I just showed you, you know, with the experience amulet and all the dongo and all the swords and stuff, you can buy them in the shop as well. Now, all the levels won't be available when you buy them. They'll have a certain level that's available. Whenever you increase your shop building to 5 here, once you increase it, more stuff will become available. Pretty simple to understand. Now, with here, you can purchase scrolls and materials. Now, these scrolls is for the stock weapon mastery. Okay, you have small. This is how much you get for 10 smalls. This is how much you get for 10 large or big. Same with the tones, where you can get skill points. This is how much for a small. This is how much for big. Okay. Now with this right here, I don't know if Corey Tegbo was trolling us or something or not, but you can only buy a maximum of 5 of 5 materials here. So best bet for you is to go through Citadel mode so you can get more. Alright. Sell skill gems. Now I would be weary of this. You know, now if you just want to sell them off top, you can. If you just want to sell one and you could be like, hey, I can get that back whenever I play hard mode, whoomp de whoomp, or whatever. You can get that back, but however, I'll be careful and try to sell some gems, because you could sell a whole lot of this stuff and it won't be available for the character that you want to put the certain type of element on. So I'll be careful in selling gems, at least early anyway. All right, sell materials. You can sell these materials, but I wouldn't want to sell anything, because whenever you're starting out, you're trying to increase your building level. Okay, I would not sell anything until all your stuff has been increased, but even then, you know, I still wouldn't sell it. So if I were you, I wouldn't do it. All right, so that's the gist of the shop. Now for the stables here. Okay, now you can purchase your horse here. Simple, purchase horse. You can also train your horse as well, but one thing to note, whenever you choose one horse to train and you choose another horse to help train, that horse will be gone forever. Okay, now with skills, I guess with the skill thing, you could do that because it will put on a skill for your horse and you can level that up. But with equestrian drills, I would just recommend you guys to play through the whole Muso mode or Citadel mode and try to get your horse level up like that. Okay, it'll be much better. But if you're just pressed for time and you want to get your horse level up, you can do that by here. You can choose one, and then you can choose another one here, and then it'll just raise your level up like that. See, but it's very small. So I would just recommend that you just get your horse level up whenever you play Muso mode or Citadel mode. Just do it like that. It'll be much more efficient. Okay. Now selling your horses. If you don't want any of these horses, you can go ahead and sell them, man. All right. So now, you know what? To explain these right here, okay. This horse right here, you can get this horse whenever you complete Nobunaga, Mitsuhide's, and all of the Reverie chapters. Whenever you complete them, you will get this horse right here. You'll get Matsukaze whenever you complete all of Citadel mode. Alright, simple. Mount info, it just tell you who has what horse. Alright, upgrade building, don't need to explain that. Okay, now the settings, I don't need to explain that. I already been through that. So now, this is the gist of Muso mode or My Castle. Now, I'm going to switch over to Citadel mode. I don't have to go through all of these 4 right here, but I will go through Hermit's Retreat and Citadel mode. So Citadel mode is basically a castle defense mode. Now the thing about Citadel mode is that it's attached to the Muso mode. Now whenever you complete some stages will be available for Citadel mode, but all the stages won't be available. You will have to play some story mode in order to get all these stages here. You'll have to play through some of the story mode, and I know for some people it could just be not bearable. It can just be irritating. You know, it is what it is like this. I wish it wasn't like this, but this is how they had it set up. So yeah, you know, it's kind of hamstrung. All this stuff is hamstrung with the story mode, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it wasn't like that, but like I said, it is what it is. And now also, as you guys can see right here, obtainable materials, rank rewards, high score. Okay, now these are the things you can get whenever you finish or complete a stage in Citadel mode. And it depends on how much bonuses you get whenever you get an S rank or your ranks here. You can also change your settings as well. Now, just like I said, you can get S, A, B, or C. Now that depends on how well you perform in Citadel mode. Whatever stage you choose, how well you perform. And you get many objectives to be done within Citadel mode. And it depends on how you perform in it as well. Whether you use enough charge attacks, whether you use enough ultimate skills, whether you use enough Muso attacks, or whenever you activate your Rage Muso. Okay, all that stuff helps. And the objectives can range from you to saving your allies. You can defeat spy captains. You can defeat supply captains. You can defeat 200 enemies. They'll have a mission where you can defeat 100 enemies with Muso attacks. Same with ultimate attacks. All this other stuff. And see, whenever you complete those, it'll help you get an S rank quicker. All right. And also to note that if you get a very high combo count, okay, that right there is crucial too. Is to keep your combo count high so you can get more points as well. All right. And like I said before, whenever you finish with this and you get a S rank, you'll get bonus materials. You'll get rank rewards. You'll get the highest rank rewards, whether it be materials, weapons, or a horse. All right. So now with Hermit's Retreat, okay, whenever you get your friendship up during Citadel mode, whenever you get it up to 100 and an exclusive cutscene, you'll be able to view it whenever it pops up. Okay, I'm just gonna show you this real quickly. I ain't gonna show you guys the whole thing. I'm just gonna show you guys real quickly. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, but yeah, this is just the gist of Hermit's Retreat. Like I said before, once you get their level up to 100, a exclusive cutscene will be available for you to view. All right. All right, guys. So that is the gist, or that is the end of the overview for Citadel mode, Muso mode, and the Vault. All right, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. So now I will get on with the review portion of this whole thing here, and I just want you guys just to hang on for a little bit while I get prepared for the review. So just hang on. Alright guys, here is the review portion of the video, and I do want to apologize for the overview being so long, but I just had to explain everything and break everything down to you guys, and I do hope you understand, and I do hope that some of you guys did enjoy the whole overview. Alright, so let me just start off with Samurai Warriors 5 story mode. Okay, with Samurai Warriors 5 story mode, it's a revamped story mode, but with Samurai Warriors 5, it does put some characters in a very different light, or a very different look at some of the characters, especially with Mitsuhide, Kanbei, Sundayu, and the Mori, and I might even say the Imago. You know, especially with Sundayu, because all the stuff he did in the shadows, man, I mean, you guys just got to play the game in order to see all that. He did some dirty stuff, but yeah. And like I said, with the Moris, okay, with the inclusion of the 10 more characters, now there was also an inclusion of 10 characters. Now they don't have story modes, but they do, but you can play them in free mode. And with the inclusion of them, it does help the story some, however, but also with Samurai Warriors 5 story mode, even though that there is some interesting parts with the story mode, there's also some bad parts as well that makes you not want to care about the story mode at all. Okay, it makes you don't want to care, because it can linger on, and it can get so tedious with some of these battles. But yeah, but for Samurai Warriors 5 story mode, even though it's revamped, and even though there are some good portions about it, there's also some boring parts that you will not want to care about. Alright, so now let's start with Citadel mode as well. Oh, before I get with Citadel mode, the Reverie mode, or the Secret History mode, alright, I recommend you guys want to play that, because it does make some of the people that didn't look very credible, or didn't look very good, also makes them look good in the Reverie mode. So I implore you guys to play that and take a look at the Reverie mode, or the Secret History mode. Okay, and what that is, that's just basically an extra scenario. Okay, now let me talk about Citadel mode. Citadel mode really should have been a standalone mode. Okay, and I really didn't like the fact that it was so hamstrung by the story mode, because with Citadel mode, whenever you play stages, okay, whenever you start to unlock stages with Citadel mode, you keep unlocking stages and you keep playing the stages, but however it stops, because you have to progress further in the story mode in order to get other modes for Citadel mode. And I don't think it really should be like that. It shouldn't be so hamstrung by the story. I understand that you can get like a couple of stages with the story mode, but having Citadel mode's progress be hamstrung by the story mode is not very good in my opinion. Now I will say that Citadel mode, it is a nice change of pace from story mode because you don't have to spend 10 or 12 minutes completing the stage. Citadel mode, it'll give you 4 or 5 minutes to complete a stage. You can do whatever, and you can also grind pretty good in Citadel mode as well, but even with that, it feels pretty limited. Okay, and at sometimes when I play Citadel mode, it feels like it's incomplete sometimes as well, because I feel that Koei Tecmo wanted to do more with Citadel mode, but they just gave up somewhere down the line. Because you can see within the whole mode itself, you can see that there was something that was supposed to be, that was something more that was supposed to be with Citadel mode. But yeah, that's the thing about Citadel mode, and it's also important because you have to build up your castles and get materials, you know, to level up your the shops, the blacksmith, and all the other stuff. So yeah, Citadel mode, while it is a nice change of pace, it's sort of limited as well, because this game, Samurai Warriors 5, has no end game at all. Okay, and I would have liked it for like another castle mode or something. I would have loved that. So now, let's talk about the weapons and the gameplay. Alright, so now with Samurai Warriors 4, oh excuse me, not Samurai Warriors 4, Samurai Warriors 5, they introduced ultimate attacks, and the ultimate attacks stem from Pirate Warriors 4, which is a neat idea. But however, the ultimate attacks are mostly shared, and you only get one unique ultimate attack per person. Okay, while the rest of the other ultimate attacks you share, and I really think that shouldn't be. Okay, each character should have at least 4 or 5 unique ultimate attacks, and see, all those buffs is shared throughout all other characters with Samurai Warriors 5, and I don't think that should be. I think for the buffs, it should only be shared between a couple of people, and not all the buffs, and even posts as well. It shouldn't be shared. It should just be an optional thing, because with Samurai Warriors 5, you barely need any of those buffs, because you can level up your weapon and do so much damage just like that. You know, you really need any of those buffs, and like you just deck out your whole ultimate skill thing with just ultimate skills. But however, you get tired of using that, and then that gets overpowered, and you just wish that it just had more unique ultimate skills that you can have with some of these characters. And also with the hyper attacks, okay, they did something with them, and with the hyper attacks, you can cancel out of your hyper attacks to normal attacks and even ultimate skills. Now, that was a pretty nice addition, but as you play the game and as you play these stages and you keep doing it, it does become tiresome with that. And also, I just want to point out this: the horse combat in Samurai Warriors 5 is actually really damn good. I will say that. Now that's one glaring positive that I want to touch on, because horse combat in some Musou games have been pretty good to somewhat stale, but horse combat in Samurai Warriors 5 is actually OP to broken. Okay, because I was doing some experimenting with some horseback things. And also, I watched Swillow's video. Shouts out to Swillow about making the OP horse build for playing story mode or either Citadel mode. So yeah, horseback combat is pretty good as well in this game. Now, let's talk about the clone weapons. All right. Now, first, I want to start off with the weapons that's not shared with any of the other characters, and I'm talking about. With other famous officers. I'm just gonna put it like that. Okay, and I'm talking about the Ninja Blade. I'm talking about the drums. I'm talking about Sundai's weapon, the chain and sickle. And yeah, and well, the blade and matchlock too. Oops, I almost forgot that. The blade and matchlock as well. And the blade and matchlock is wielded by the older Mitsuhide. Alright. Now, those weapons, well, the Ninja Blade has a nuance, and that with the Ninja Blade, it's a damn good weapon, and it also has a dash cancel with that, and I'm loving the Ninja Blade, okay? And Combat's weapon as well, the drum set, that's pretty powerful as well. And you really don't even need to buff that weapon out anyway, because the nuances of the weapon, the nuances of the weapon is pretty damn good, to where you don't need to max out probably any hard hitting element on your weapon. And that's also the same thing with the cannons as well. The cannons in the game, that has a nice nuance to it too, because you can switch out your rounds of whatever attack that you do. You can either choose the regular rounds, the sticky rounds, and the burst rounds. That's pretty good as well. And also the paper cranes or the origamis, that's a nice weapon too. It has a nice little nuance with it too. And see, that's why I wish those type of efforts that's been put into those weapons have been put into the other weapons in Samurai Warriors 5. And see, this is the reason why I rant against clone weapons, because the people who have clone weapons, there's always gonna be one that's good with that weapon and the others is gonna be trash. Okay, let's just say for instance Mr. Hide's weapon, he wields a katana, and he is the best katana user in the game, period. Now Nagamasa and Takakage and the other two I ain't gonna even speak on. Those right there, I don't know why are they so fixated on these clone weapons. Now Mr. Hide shared his weapon with 4 other people in there, if I'm not mistaken. 4 other people share his weapon. And then their little charge attacks, their unique charge attacks is not even that good. And this is the reason why I rant against clone weapons, because Koei Tecmo does not put any effort in the clone weapons. Put hardly any effort within them. Just giving them 2 unique charge attacks, that's not really doing much. It's not really doing much. And it doesn't compensate for how the weapon plays like. It doesn't compensate for it. And I know people were saying, well, just slap another weapon on. That's a temporary fix as well. And I also want to talk about the Naginata and the spear. Those 2 weapons, the Naginata, and for how the mechanic goes with that weapon, you really can't have any fun with that weapon unless you're playing it on easy, because enemies take out too often on normal and hard mode, so you really can't fully utilize that weapon's trait. And also with the spear, man, that spear, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put that move set with the spear. I mean, it seems unfinished at some points. And once again, this is the reason why I rant against clone weapons, because you'll always have that one person that's good with it, and the rest of it sucks. And they don't put any effort towards it. Like I said, now, you wouldn't hear no complaints from me if Koei Tecmo will put some effort behind those clone weapons. Let's say, for instance, the other 4 people who do have the katana moveset with Mr. Hide, if they was to get a whole nother moveset and a whole nother playstyle with that same weapon, you wouldn't hear any complaints from me. You wouldn't hear any complaints, but yet and still Koei Tecmo loves to shove that down our throats. Clone weapons, it's going to be a thing of the future for future Muso games. So we just might well get prepared for it, but I won't be prepared for too long, because I won't be playing stuff like that if they keep doing shit like this. I won't be playing for long. And now, let me get to the special message that I said that was going to be in this video. Okay? Because I have a special message for those who are talking down on people not liking how this game looks, not liking how it plays, and not getting the game. Okay? Because this was happening way before the game was, well, the dates for the game was announced. It happened way before that. And there were people on social media trashing other people for not liking the game. And I just want to ask you one question. Who the fuck do you think you are? Okay? Who the fuck do you think you are? If somebody wants to criticize the game, somebody don't like the game, let them criticize it. Let them state their opinion about it. You are in no position to tell somebody what to criticize and what not to criticize. Alright? And I seen that way too much when the game was getting shown. Seen it way too much. People didn't like how the game was played. And I don't blame them, because Koei Tecmo had their little habits with the game, and they do not like it, and they gonna voice their opinion about it. And you are in no position to come on people's Twitter page and people's YouTube page and post all these comments talking about, oh, people are being crybabies, people are being toxic for talking about they don't like the clone weapons and all this other stuff. People have a reason to not like them. They have their reasons, and I've seen some reasons that are credible, more credible, and they put out more comprehensive reasons than I do. So yes, let people criticize stuff the way they want to, and please stop telling people or calling people names and telling them what to like and what not to like. You are in no fucking position to tell people to do that. And I don't give a care if you do want your voice heard. If you don't have any beef with clone weapons or how Koei Tecmo puts out stuff, that's fine. But see, don't be going on other people's page criticizing, down talking to people if they don't like Samurai Warriors 5. Stop that shit, because that is fucking irritating. Okay? And boy, I got pelted with it when I first gave my impressions with the first gameplay they put out with Samurai Warriors 5. Oh, you should have seen it, man. People, wow. I mean, and then I was like, well, okay, you know what? I'm just going to be cautiously optimistic about the game, okay? I was just going to be cautiously optimistic, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to cool down for just a little bit. But as more gameplay I saw, I was like, oh shit, here we go again. But still, I was like, you know what? Maybe I could be wrong about some things. I could be wrong about some things with Samurai Warriors 5, but apparently I was not too wrong. Okay? Now, like I said before, there is some positives about Samurai Warriors 5. I listed the positives in the overview and in this review. Okay? The game is not trash at all, but there are some things that could use great improvement. And on top of all this, Koei Tecmo has had 5+ years of development for the game, and the only thing they improve is the graphics and the story. The gameplay, it still mimics older Musou games. Okay, and I would like for them to try something new, but with Koei Tecmo, every time they try something new, everybody sometimes give their constructive criticism about whatever something they put new into the game. They get spooked by it, and then they just take it out the game, all in all. So yeah, guys, if you are one of the ones that's harassing people about how they don't like Samurai Warriors 5 and how they don't like some elements of gameplay with it, leave them the fuck alone, okay? Step the fuck back, alright? Leave them the fuck alone. And that goes for people who do like Samurai Warriors 5 and the people who don't like it that come on the page and harassing them, calling them names. Same for them too. Leave them the fuck alone, okay? Some people like what they like, some people don't like what they like. Stop trying to dictate people's opinions, alright? Because that makes you a shithead and an asshole. And then if that continues to happen, I'm gonna start calling people out by name, because that's what I really want to do. But alas, I'm just gonna leave it here, guys, okay? I'm just gonna leave it here. That's gonna be the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and also share. Also click on that bell and turn the notifications to all. But if you have did that and are not getting any notifications at all, follow me at my second Twitter account, guys, which is at GrowTubeTV, because I will be tweeting out when this whole review is done and it's uploaded, because I had to redo this part. I put out a tweet saying I had to redo this part because of audio issues. But yeah, when this whole thing gets uploaded, follow me at my second Twitter account if you're not getting any notifications on YouTube, alright? And with all that said, this is GrowTubeTV. I am Grow870. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, I want you guys to heed my warning, because I'm tired of seeing this shit, alright? Good morning, and I am out.